Jennifer Way, intuitive consultant. I hope you're doing well. I'm just laughing because my neighbor's TV is so loud. I can hear it. Can you hear it? Anyway. I'm over this. I'm really over it. Today I want to, actually, this is something a little bit different today. I want to read to you a channeled message from Thoth. Thoth is one of the Egyptian gods that I work with very closely. For me, channeling is not like, he's like, hey Jen, what's going on? Let's have a chat. Like that's not how channeling works for me. I connect with his energy because I've been doing so for quite a long time. I connect with his energy through meditation and doing it enough and working with others. I get a sort of energy signature from him. So I know that when I'm talking to him, I see certain things, I feel certain things, and there's a certain tone to the conversation that happens as I'm sort of downloading this conversation. I asked for a video topic, to be honest, and because I didn't really know what to talk about today. And the word that came through from Thoth was remember. So I sat down and asked questions and drew out something that I would like to read to you, which I am calling a channeled message. Now keep in mind, any channel is a filter. So this is a filter, it's coming through me. It's absolutely coming through me. It's also coming through my higher self. Are there thoughts of mine in there? A little bit. Is it mostly Thoth energy? Yes. So, I'm familiar with the skepticism surrounding channeling. Trust me. It's an interesting way to communicate wisdom that is coming from elsewhere, from another entity, from another dimension. There are a lot of wonderful channelers out there. There's a lot of wonderful documentaries about channeling out there. If it's something that you're interested in, we can talk more about it. I just want to really read through this message that I channeled out yesterday. And here we go. My gracious beloved, the act of remembering belongs to all humans. We have been here many times before. We still hold fears from other times. We still hold hopes from ancient promises. We still hold love for the future. It is our dream. We also hold memories of our friends, relatives, neighbors. Know that reminiscing is not the same as remembering. Recall where you've been, what you've seen, what you've felt in precious moments. Remembering those parts of yourself that became hidden. Remember the dreams that felt so real. Remember the places that made you feel like you were home. Remember the people who made you feel love. Practice the art of remembering, reawakening all parts of your soul. You came here to remember. Memories are becoming accessible, so we might learn from where we've been before. Remembering isolates certain parts of us so that we can definitively identify where our consciousness has been altered. Shadow is merely the distortion of light. Consciousness has the power to alter or distort. Remember when your consciousness created parts of what you called yourself in this lifetime. Consciousness reacting to circumstance, experiences. The imprint onto the consciousness creates the distortion, but this distortion is always within your control. It is in the act of remembering that we regain our power and our right to reveal our true selves despite the circumstance or environment. In the act of remembering, we reveal to ourselves our true nature apart from our attachments, apart from our longings, apart from stories we've created about who we are. We remember the pieces we tried to forget. Those pieces haunt us because we have separated from them. We still feel their ghost. There is still a presence of our consciousness in a stuck place. When we have become split, we weaken our effectiveness at creating a world which we prefer. We remain trapped in certain ideals and myths when we should be attending to our wounds like a mother would with her child. In the act of remembering, we acknowledge our wounds and find a place inside them to feed them a nourishing stream of love similar to an umbilical cord. We reattach these pieces. We return blood flow to these amputated parts and remember the wholeness of who we are. Like Osiris being brought back to life, we bring ourselves back to life through the act of remembering. Remembering all of your pieces. Remembering what you severed in an attempt to understand and adapt to this life. What you were told this life was. What you were told about this life is false. You have the ability to connect to all that is at any time you desire throughout your existence. Connecting to all that is includes what you have forgotten. We came here to forget because the act of remembering, putting oneself back together, takes enormous courage and love. Coming into this world, this earth, takes courage and determination. There was an intent for you to incarnate into this life. Your existence in your here and now was quite intentional and deliberate. Every human alive today can choose to remember this intention. Every human alive today can choose to remember that they are in fact whole, regardless of how many times they or others or circumstances cut them down. It was at this point in the transmission that I asked a question, and my question is, how does one remember? The answer was, by going into the quietest spaces of yourself, the spaces that are not shared, the quiet and the still, similar to your dream states. The more you can return to these spaces, the easier it will become for you to remember. So the final words from this transmission: the world remembers. Essence does not dissipate. Other consciousnesses or people may distort the earth's memories, but empower yourself to remember the truth of this world. You came here to remember. So I hope that you were able to gain something from that. What I will say is a lot of the language that came through is very typical language that I've used in many of my videos. That is because of me. That is also because of Thoth. Because before every single video that I record and send to you, I do it with an intention, and I always bring him forward. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you have a wonderful week.